The Daad scholarship is currently open for applications, and as usual, we're going to have a look at the application requirements and the application process. So, this is a scholarship to do masters for public policy and to good governance in 2025. Let's see what you need to do in order to apply. So basically, this is information about the scholarship. I think we should focus more on the requirements. Who can apply? So firstly, you need to be a graduate, meaning you should have an undergraduate degree from developing and emerging countries. So there is a list of eligible countries for this scholarship. You need to check if your country is on that list and if your country is categorized as a developing or emerging country. And then you need to have a well qualified first university degree in social and political sciences, law, economics, public policy, and administration. And you should be willing to contribute to the development of your country in those three areas, these three areas that you can see here. You should also have some practical experience relevant to the program that you're applying for. It could be like a professional experience or you've done internships, but you need to have some kind of work related experience. What can be funded? So, like I mentioned, this is funding for a master's degree that you will undertake in September, October 2025. The courses will be offered in English. So you get support throughout the scholarship. You also have the opportunity to attend some events and seminars and interact with other scholarship holders. You also be exempt from paying tuition fees. That's one of the benefits. And then here's the value of the scholarship. So you get 934 per month for the master's course that you'll be doing. Health insurance in Germany. By the way, this is for study in Germany. You get health insurance, you get travel allowance to travel between Germany and your respective country, a study and research grant, rent subsidies, and family supplements where applicable. And you also have to take the German language course, which will take 4 months, and this is mandatory. This is a requirement for you if you are selected for the scholarship. Let's look at the application process, which is very crucial for you to know and follow properly. You need to follow the instructions. You need to follow the instructions to the letter. You need to make sure that you understand what is expected of you and what you need to do in order to apply for this scholarship. So your application can be submitted in English or German. I'm assuming you probably don't know German, so you submit your application in English, right? And you need to clearly indicate that you are applying for this scholarship for Masters in Public Policy and Good Governance. So you can apply up to 2 master's courses listed below. So at the end of this instruction or guidelines, there is a list of courses that you can select from. I'll show you the list of the courses. First of all, you need to read the selection criteria on the checklist. There's a checklist that you need to download, read, sign and submit as part of your documents. So on the video description, I've put the link to the scholarship. You click on that link, it will take you to the official page of the scholarship, and there you will find the checklist that you can download. Secondly, you also find the application form on the same link, the same website. So you download the application form because you need to complete that application form. And you have to indicate your preferred courses or the courses that you have selected. In the case where you select more than one, you need to indicate which one is your first priority and which one is the second priority. You can see that this is bold. This is in bold, which means it's important. They need to know which course is your first priority and which one is your second priority. The second instruction is that if you are applying for two master's courses, so that means you can apply for two. You can try your luck for two master's courses. You don't necessarily have to apply to only one. But if you do apply for two masters, you need to rank the courses in order of your preference in your motivation letter. Yes, you need to write a motivation letter. You are required to write a motivation letter. So in that letter, it has to be clear why your first choice of master's course is your first choice, why you selected that particular course to be your second choice, and why you selected the other one to be your second choice. And for each choice, you have to provide reasons why you think it will advance you academically and professionally. So the motivation letter is part of your required documents. It's quite easy to write a motivation letter. You just need, first of all, you need to know why you are applying. Why are you applying for this program? Why do you want to do this master's, and how will it advance your professional life, your academic? So you need to be able to explain your reasons why you want to study and why you want to be funded. Then four, you submit the application form to the master's course of your choice. So the form that you fill in, you need to submit it directly to the course that you are applying for. Like I mentioned, there's a list of the courses at the end of this form, and there are also contact details. So you can contact the contact person for that particular course and submit your application. You see, scholarship applications must be sent directly to the master's courses. So you have to apply directly there. And then this is the selection process or selection criteria. The selection will be made by a selection committee in October, November 2024. The committee comprises of professors from participating master's courses and representatives of the scholarship. So the next step is that the candidates that were proposed for a scholarship are contacted by the DAD or the Daad and asked to upload their full documents to the portal. So once you are selected for the scholarship, then you'll be contacted. Remember, you apply directly to the master's course, and then once you are selected, then you'll be contacted by the scholarship to upload your full documents to the portal. Please do not upload any application documents unless you are nominated by email by the Daad. Unless you have received the email from the scholarship that you have been selected, that is when you can upload the documents on the portal. Please make sure that you have a full set of copies of your application documents. However, you need to have the documents ready. As soon as you do your application, you need to have your documents ready so that in the event you are selected and asked to upload your documents, you don't start preparing the documents, but they should be already prepared. And then also, the selection process is finalized. All applicants are informed in writing after the end of the selection process, expected in December 2024 or January 2025. It's quite a long journey, right? Yeah, but it's worth it. So please do apply. Don't be discouraged. Just prepare your mindset to say, okay, this is for 2025 studies. So better submit your application so that you don't miss this chance. The selection criteria, what they are going to use to select you for the scholarship. First of all, your motivation letter. They're going to have a look at that and see what you have written about your academic, your professional, and your personal motivation. So you should take this one seriously. You need to put more effort into it. Explain why you want to study in Germany and why you chose the course or the courses that you have selected. And remember, don't deviate from the goals of the scholarship. You need to align your motivation with the goals. Don't say anything that is completely the opposite of what is required. What is required, or what are the goals of the scholarship? Remember, you need to have practical experience. It could be volunteering, it could be internships, or it could be professional experience. You need to have that experience, that practical experience, work experience related to the program that you are applying for. And then, of course, you need a higher education degree. There are also formal requirements. Candidates who already hold a master's degree must make a well-argued case as to why they should be funded for another postgraduate degree. So, which means if you already have a master's degree, you are eligible to apply for the scholarship, but you need to make like a well-argued case. You need to explain why you should be funded for another master's degree. The second important thing is that your last degree should not date back to more than 6 years. So your degree should not be more than 6 years. And countries who have spent more than the past 15 months in a country not listed on the list are not eligible. Let's say maybe the UK is not on the list and you've been in the UK for the past 15 months, then you are not eligible to apply for the scholarship. That's just an example. So understand that the courses that you are going to select, they have their own selection criteria based on your grades, your experience. So you will be evaluated separately for the course. Language skills, the requirements for language skills and the required language certificates vary depending on the respective master's course. So it will depend on the requirements of the course that you have selected. So you need to pay attention to the requirements of the course. Now, the application documents, the required application documents. So when you are applying for your course, these are the documents. And also remember, these documents, you should prepare them for the scholarship, but you cannot upload them on the scholarship portal until or unless you have been selected and you have been sent an email informing you that you have been selected. But for the master's program, they will also require some application documents. You need a ticked off checklist. I've already explained there's a checklist that you need to download, print it out, sign it, and scan. And it should be part of your application documents. The application form, of course, your letter of motivation, a single letter, one letter. Even if you are choosing even if you are choosing two master's programs, you need one letter, but you need to explain reasons why you are choosing both of those programs. You notice here that it says you must provide the same letter of motivation to both courses you are applying for. So you write one motivation letter, and then if you have selected two master's program, you submit the same letter for both courses. Don't write two different letters. You also need your CV. You also need a CV, and then gaps of 3 months or more must be explained. So if you have had some gaps in your CV that are more than 3 months, you need to explain what was happening there. You also need copies of your degree certificates, your transcripts, confirmation of relevant professional experience or internships, and or proof of relevant political activities or service. So you need to have some kind of confirmation that of your practical experience or your work experience. You need to have that confirmation. It could be a letter. It says, or code certified digital signature. If necessary, please provide a certified translation. That is maybe if it's not in English. Proof of English language skills. You need to prove your English language skills. You need to find a way to prove. You could take an English test. I'm not sure if they would allow a confirmation letter from your institution to confirm that your undergraduate degree was taught in English. This is something that you can maybe confirm with the contact details at the end of the form, so you can confirm that. You also need a reference, a written reference from your current employer or from a university lecturer, only if you are a student at present. So if you are not a student, you need a letter from your current employer, but if you are a student right now, you can get a recommendation letter from your university lecturer. So the application period for all seven higher education institution is from 1 June until 31 July 2024. So this is the application deadline. Application location. Please submit your application documents for the master's course and the scholarship to the master's course of your choice and not to the Daad. So you need to submit, like I've already mentioned, you need to submit the application directly to the course that you are interested in. Take note of the following. Please note that the applications may be rejected for formal reasons if you submit any documents that are eligible. If you submit any documents that is not relevant or that is not even listed maybe on the checklist, then your application may be rejected. So you should be careful of adding unnecessary documents. Applications addressed to more than two higher education institutions and or are do not include a clear and consistent prioritization, and the that form and the letter of motivation will be excluded from the selection process. So you should be very careful when you are choosing two institutions. You need to be clear which one is first priority and which one is second priority, and the form and the letter of motivation. So you need to be clear. If this is not clear, your application will be excluded from the selection process. Only applications including all required documents will be considered. Applications sent to the DAT will not be forwarded to the respective master's course. So if you decide to not follow instructions and submit your applications directly to the scholarship, Unfortunately, they will not forward the scholarship, the application on your behalf to the respective masters. So you need to apply directly to the masters. So here are the contact details. Like I mentioned, there are different courses that are available for this scholarship. The first one is social protection. So you find, like, let's take for example the first example, social protection. You see, you can click, the link is clickable. So I believe when you click this link, it will take you to the official page of the master's program, and then you can read more on the about read more on the course and also the requirements and what you need to do to apply. So you find the name of the course, the university. This will be offered at the University of Applied Sciences, Bonn Rhein-Sieg. I don't understand German, so bear with me, please. So this is the name of the university, and then the course details, and then below the course details you will find the email address. So if there's something that you are not sure about or that you need clarity on, then you can email this contact person so that we can get the correct information or the relevant information that you are looking for. The second course, there's development and governance. There's also public policy. There's peace and conflict studies, management in non-profit organizations, development studies, governance, and public policy. So you can choose from the 7 courses. Remember, you are allowed to choose 2 courses, but you need to be specific in your application form. You need to indicate which one is your first priority, which one is your second priority. And then in your motivation letter, you write only one motivation letter. You need to explain why those 2 choices, and which one, why you have selected. Maybe if, let's say you select course number 6 and 7, development studies and governance and public policy, and development studies is your first priority. In your motivation letter, you need to explain why development studies is your first priority, and also why governance and public policy is your second priority. And then in the application form, you need to indicate that development studies is your first priority, and then governance and public policy is your second priority. That is if you have selected this program. It's just an example, but you can apply this to your own preferred courses. So you have 7 courses to choose from. Please follow the instructions. Remember, you can be excluded from the selection process for not following instructions. So it's quite a straight and forward application. You just need to pay attention to the instructions and the requirements. Should you need me to review your application form, your motivation letter, your CV before you submit, please book through the link in the video description. I'll be happy to review your documents and your application and provide you with constructive feedback before you submit.